Hello everyone. So first welcome to this second week second handstand class on the Wednesday. We're going to wait a little bit. Maybe some of you want to join in already live. For those of you who are watching this video later, you can already prepare. Again, we want something like a chair or anything where we can place our hands and the feet on top of it. Should be stable enough to support your body weight. This is the first part you need. If you have a broomstick or anything long available, definitely get one of those. As promised last week, today's topic is going to be a lot about handstand alignment, handstand mobility. So like it's both benefiting more beginners, giving you some tools and exercises to already build a broad foundation. But also if you're a little bit more advanced in your handstand journey, you just want to improve your line, get a better understanding for your line, improve your mobility for the handstand, then this one is suited for you as well. So get a broomstick. If you do not have a broomstick, you can also get anything else. It's enough if it's like at shoulder width or has shoulder width as a length. A towel, just as a demonstration. We're mainly grabbing it and holding onto it, so you can also grab a towel and then pull it apart so that it's tense. That's also completely fine. I'm going to demonstrate it with the stick though. And this is the most important part. You want to have some space around you, a free wall. As always, a disclaimer, when you do handstand against the wall, it's very likely that you're going to dirty the wall, depending how clean your feet or socks are. So it's really recommended to have a wall which is not directly in front of a very public place in your flat, or if you don't mind, it's also totally fine, but just being aware of that. And also you want to be safe so that you don't have anything around which you could potentially hit with your foot when you're coming down from a handstand so that you don't hurt yourself. Besides that, I'm going to wait for 2 more minutes, see if more want to check in, join live. I'm going to prepare everything and then we're going to start the class. And it's definitely helpful to have something to drink or a towel to get the sweat away. I'm going for some more reps and sets today. I'm using a timer. You can also use a timer, you just join me. I'm trying to make the timer as loud as possible so that you can see it. But if you have a timer, a round countdown timer, it's definitely helpful to time the rounds for the workouts. Besides that, while we're waiting, I hope everyone who's seeing this one later or right now is feeling fine and well. I hope you're still healthy. I hope you're not too much influenced by the lockdown situation. I hope you maintained your training schedule or some basic training to stay fit, to stay healthy. And maybe spend some more time on home workouts, save some time and then spend it in the kitchen to eat healthy. That's never a waste of time. Besides that, if you have everything already, we are going to warm up again. I'm going for a low impact warm up, mainly if you're living in a flat and you have neighbors below you, so you don't disturb them too much or annoy them too much. So it's not the 100% perfect fast warm up, it's a little bit slower. If you prefer a faster warm up, you can always stop this video or just skip out of it and just do some faster cardio like burpees, like jumping jacks, like anything which running in place or even running in circles in your flat, depending on how much space you have or wherever you're training. But I'm staying with the low impact warm up. So for the low impact arm part, it's very similar to the last week. We can already start. Someone comes a little bit later, it's totally fine. Hey Kellen. Nice, are you joining? I'm going to prepare everything, a chair and a broomstick, and besides that, oh no. Then maybe you want to get this workout challenge done a little bit later. It's some basic handstand alignment, mobility drills for the handstand alignment drills and a lot of conditioning. Oh, that's lovely, I'm sending love back. Glad you're here. Then enjoy watching me or enjoy getting a peek into this workout. I'm going to start the warm-up and your love is appreciated. So, we're starting with the general warm-up, placing the hands down. on the chair, and we just start with a standing leg being bent and the swinging leg being nearly straight. Oftentimes you have to bend it slightly so it doesn't hit the floor. You can get on your toes, and then you pull the straight leg up for 10 reps. 3, 4, 5. If you have a mirror, and you can check the technique on this one so that you don't pull up with your heel and a bent leg, but a really nice and straight leg, definitely go for this one. It's always helpful to work on the straight kick of the leg. And then we're switching to the other side. 1, 2. Slow and controlled. You're likely going to experience a stretch in the rear side of your standing leg in the top position. So start easy to not pull your hamstrings or don't get any injury. We're just warming up. Slow and controlled. 10 reps on each side. Switching to the other side again. Going for 10 more reps, this time a little bit faster, and adding an active calf raise on a standing leg. So as I'm going up, I lift my calf off the floor to get a little bit more height. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switching legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're coming to the third round in a few seconds. Then we want to always, on the third round, we want to focus more on the shoulder alignment. So when we're doing this one, we want to round the upper back, push toe by protracting the shoulder blades. Imagine you push someone away to the front. You don't want to push up to your head. The shoulders are pulled down into the direction of your hip and then forward. And so you make this nice cat pose, a rounded upper back. We're going to repeat the same process, 10 more reps. This time always staying rounded on the top of the hands with our shoulders. So we have the nice shoulder tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch sides. And 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this was the first one. Just warming up the lower body. We're instantly coming to the second one with our stick or towel. Grabbing the towel, holding it. You can, for the easy variation, you can have your thumbs in. For the harder variation, thumbs out. At the same time, if it's still not easy enough to perform this movement with fingers together, going wider allows you to access more shoulder mobility. So for a lot of tasks today, the main rule is, if you cannot do with palms facing up and thumbs outward, which is the hardest way, you first start with palms in, and if this is still a little bit too intense, or if you're already exhausted and midst the workout you want to make it easier, go a little bit wider. So we go just starting with a wide variation. You see I'm like a double hip width, and I'm going to go for overhead raises. While I'm doing this one, I try to not stick out my chest, but keep it rounded and down, so I really mainly work with my shoulders. You will notice that your body naturally wants to arch the chest to get higher, especially if you experience some limitations in your shoulder mobility, your overhead mobility. It's natural for your body to lift the arms in the hollow position and then arch the chest up. So this is what we want to avoid by keeping the rib cage down. You can even look down, you can think about making this like nice little hunchback. We're just initiating it with this pull. After 15 reps, we're going for a second round. This time it's allowed to arch the back, but we also want to go as far backwards as we can. So you can go even behind you, experience a little bit of a stretch in the front side. This is nice for opening your full anterior chain, stretching the chest, stretching the abs. Always arch and hollow. Arch and hollow. This is going to warm up your whole thoracic spine as well. Hollow, arch, hollow, arch, hollow, arch. 3 more, hollow, arch. You get the point. Okay. This is just warming up, but it's a nice way to just get your shoulders warm and prepare with the stick or with a towel. So now we're going to repeat the same process, but this time we make it harder by either going just closer or closer and turn the thumbs out. And if you watch me on the first reps, you're definitely going to see a difference for me as well. So now again, 10 more reps with the hunchback, the whole body, only as high as I can. You see now I cannot go as high as I can with twisted hands. I keep my grip firm and I go 1, 2, 3. The nice thing is, by having the thumbs facing outward, we force the shoulders into external rotation, activating the rotator cuff a little bit more and just challenging our overhead mobility a little bit differently. 3 more reps, 1, 2, 3. And now we're going to repeat the same process, but this time we're going to arch the back in the top again. So that we have this little bridge shape. So hollow, arch, hollow, arch, and 8 more reps. And 2 more reps. Nice. So this is some basic shoulder warm-up, warming the shoulders, warming the legs up. And you already see, I'm always aiming for this full body straight line. In the warm-up, I'm sometimes going over or under, that's totally fine. But we're already in the warm-up initiating the nice body alignment. So, continuing this one, we're now going to combine those 2 moves in a standing scale, a back scale. So, I'm going to go a little bit further away so that you can see me. I'm using my stick and I go for my front scale. Now, if you struggle with balance a little bit, you can just place your hands with the stick against a wall. If you don't have a stick there, you can even just go only against the wall. This is just an indication. So, you just have your hands against the wall. Once you're stable enough, you can just go with your stick in the middle of the room. And now what we're going to do is the arms raise up and we try to get on one leg. So I do this leg switches and I try to not stand like this. I try to push my butt back and I dive as low as possible without rounding the upper back. So if you have a camera there, a mirror or anything so that you can check a little bit that you're not rounding too much but pushing the butt back, that would be perfect. Again, 15 reps of this basic, 16 reps of this basic variation, 8 on each side. I'm going to do it facing towards you for a few reps so that you can see how I'm shifting my body. And when I'm doing it from the side, I really aim for this maximal elevation, maximal opening of the shoulders actively. If this one is too hard for you, you can also stand like this. But we want to have the nice line, so let's go. 10 more reps, 5 on each side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Depending on if you're using weight and how long you do this one, this is already a nice core challenge, challenging your whole back strength and especially upper back and shoulder strength for the hands in alignment. Now this was the basic drill. We're now going to combine it with our first warm-up drill we did. So we try to swing the leg up. Again, I'm going into my position, but this time I go to my standing back scale. Since it's a much more complex task, we're all together now practicing and we are accumulating 25 reps or 26 depending how you count it. You want to have the same number on each side. So 13, you can also go for 15 reps on each side, but round about 20 to 30 reps, meaning 10 to 15 on each side. Accumulating it means you do 1 or 2 reps, but as soon as you feel like your form gets bad, as soon as you feel too much exhaustion in your back, you just stop. Because we want to maintain this nice shape. I'm going to show it one more time. I'm opening my shoulders completely and I extend my leg completely. This is the goal, aiming for this nearly straight or straight handstand line with tension throughout the whole back. We are training to open up the shoulders, we're training up to strengthen the back, and we're training our glutes or hip for the whole full body tension. So 25 reps, I'm just going to perform then in clusters of 3 per side until I got my whole reps, 10 to 15 per side. Let's go. If you take more time than me, let's just pause it, pause the video, continue. This is a very simple yet effective warm-up and conditioning drill. Let's go. So setting up, get your arms up first, lean towards one side, extend, switch to the other side. 1, 2, 3. If you feel comfortable with doing 5 reps on each side without a break, you do your 5 reps. But the latest point is after 5 reps you stop, shake your arms off, let your shoulders, your neck relax, let the tension go away, take a few deep breaths, and then we're coming for the next couple reps. So let's complete it. 5 more reps. Stick up. If you want an extra challenge, you can again go for the underhand grip. If you want to make it easier, you go for a wider grip, decreasing the leverage on your shoulders. So extra challenge is underhand grip. Get the stick up there. And this should be already 10 reps. If you want to go for more, you go for 1 or 2 more goes to get your 15 reps in. I'm going to stop here to save some time and go to the next exercise. So for you right now, it's just relaxing, calming down, because we're going for a very simple and basic stretch. The main purpose of the stretch is opening the shoulders even more for the handstands, while just calming down a little bit. So, lying on the floor, I'm going to change my camera angle for this one, just slightly. Let's go. I'm lying on the floor, my feet are always on the floor. I'm trying to go in a way where you can see it. You can even keep the stick away. So, now the main purpose is to let the stick, the weight of the stick, pull you down into the floor. If it's not enough, you can just get your drink. The main reason I told you in the beginning to get your drink, because you can use it as a weight. And you can do the same one. You lie flat on the floor and you just let the weight pull you down into the floor or into the bookshelf. While you're doing this one, you will notice that your chest wants to stick out, come up, so that your lower body, lower back lifts off the floor. So now that we're in this position, letting the weight pull us down, if you have some weights at home, also get your weights. We want to take a deep breath in, and when we breathe out, we try to press our lower back into the floor. And relax. So the main goal is to use this hollow body position you're very likely already knowing from the classes, and we try to pull the lower back through our abs into the floor while keeping the weight on our hands pulling us down. This way, we're now in a really nice and straight line for a handstand, which is just less intense. We're just engaging the core a little bit. So arch back, I have some space below my lower back, and as I'm breathing out, I try to get my lower back on the floor. The tension in your shoulder girdle is going to increase. Maybe your arms want to lift off the floor, that's also totally fine, but you want to press your lower back into the floor. And then as you're relaxing again, breathing out. So 10 reps. Breathe in, breathe out. Lower back into the floor, legs stay on the floor, arms stay on the floor. Relax. Deep breaths. Let your shoulders open completely. Try to keep your elbows extended, legs extended. As you're breathing in and relaxing your core, and you're breathing out, tensing the abs, pressing the lower back into the floor by doing a hollow body shape. Please note, I'm not doing this one. I'm not lifting my legs off the floor too much. I keep them on the floor. It's just my core pressing downwards, my lower back pressing into the floor. 5 more reps. Now if you want to make it harder because it's too easy, you can start to lift one leg off the floor and repeat the same process. Just lift it a little bit off the floor. I'm going to demonstrate it this way to make it easier. One leg is off the floor. I breathe in, I breathe out. Now I need more core tension to maintain this shape. I breathe in, switch my legs. If having one straight leg off the floor is too hard, you can also bend the leg a little bit. So this is your very first basic drill. Feel free to pause the video and train this core, let's call it core focused alignment drill, where we have the weight, like the bottle, pulling our arms down, and then with every exhale we try to press our lower back into the floor, maintaining the alignment. This one really helps you to long-term understand how to align your body, meaning you don't want to go with your whole body into something a hollow like this, because that's not aligned. You also don't want to go in too much overextension. You have to control all the different parts of your body. You have to open your shoulders, but pull the rib cage down so that you have this one nice straight line. Extend your knees, and this is going to end up in your handstand line. So that's the main purpose of this exercise. By the way, hello to everyone who joined right now, who is watching it. I hope you enjoy it. We're coming for the next one. So this was our core alignment drill. This was the warm-up. We're now transitioning into the first warm-up drill, or like real conditioning warm-up drill, which is also a skill exercise. For this one, again, you need some space on the floor, just to have enough space to lift your arms and lie straight with legs in one direction and arms in the other direction. For the beginning, you don't need any weight, but it's definitely helpful to have something to hold on. So if you want to have something light, you just get a towel and hold onto it when you're lifting it off the floor, pulling the arms apart. We're mainly doing this one because pulling something apart or holding tight onto something prevents one of the most common mistakes in doing these drills, which is bending the arms and flaying them out. No matter in which drill we are, we want to have the elbows extended. You don't have them I have some hyperextension in my elbows, you don't have to go for this one, but we want to have the full extension in the arms, having them over the head. So I'm demonstrating it with the towel. After I let my cat out. So, we lie on the floor again. This time it's going to be a little bit more intense. The most important part is I'm demonstrating you the basic position and then the shoulder alignment drill. So this one is called handstand handstand alignment drill. I call it prone lying alignment drill because we're lying with the belly facing down. So it's a prone alignment drill. And it's really beneficial for strengthening your shoulders, for long-term goals like press to handstand, mobilizing your shoulders and strengthening them in the end range, but also maintaining this nice hollow body straight line you want to have for your handstand. So what we're going to do with this one is the basic position. The shirt has to come off again. So for this one, I'm going to demonstrate it with my belly. What we want to have and achieve is we want to maintain a shape where we're not arching our lower back like this one, but where we're lifting the belly button off the floor. But you can imagine lifting your chest off the floor, and then like in a crunch motion, you crawl or you round and roll your chest in. So the big difference is not hyperextended, it's hollow by tucking the belly button in, like you're pressing your pelvis into the floor, sucking the butt cheeks in, also pressing your rib cage down into the floor, so that now there's some space below you for your hand, or at least that your belly button is not fully resting on the floor but slightly pulled away. This is our hollow body shape we want to maintain throughout the whole movement. When we're later on trying to lift the arms, the very basic and common error which occurs is lifting the whole chest off the floor to help with the lower back. But in a handstand we don't want to help with the lower back because this leads to a banana handstand. Instead we just want to open up the shoulders to get a shoulder mobility. So, in this position, my legs are not doing anything, they're just lying on the floor, they can do whatever they want. You can get them together and point them and straighten them, or just keep them passively on the floor. I set my position, and now I want you to join me already, or pause the video, watch it and then join me. the main idea is trying to get on the fingertips. So now if you look from the side, you see that butt to wrist, my whole upper body is in one nice line. I'm not having this banana arching in the back and closing off the shoulders. My head is down, my nose is on the floor, and my fingertips, my hands are on my fingertips. This is like your level 0 of the prone alignment drill. Once you're comfortable with this one, we try to only support ourselves with one finger of one hand, and then long term we try to lift one hand off the floor. If you can do this one, you join me. If you cannot do this one, you try to do it. So every rep I'm going to announce, you try to lift your hand off the floor, even if it's not moving. You're going to notice a lot of tension in your upper back, in your front and top shoulder, just from trying this exercise. Long term, the goal is, that's what we're doing this one, maintaining this hollow body while lifting both arms off the floor. Straight arms. If you want to use your towel, I'm going to show it now with a towel. So, straight body, let's go. Maybe this angle is more comfortable. Again, I'm not arching, I'm pulling my belly button in. My arms are extended in front of me. If you want to make it easier, go wider. This is much easier to lift the arms if they're wide than if they're narrow or close together. So that's how you can scale it. Also, depending if you just slightly pull the belly button in or pull it in as much as you can. Imagine there's a small needle or a sharp stone below your belly button and you want to suck it in to not rest on this sharp object hurting you. So, let's go. We're going to take a deep breath in, and when we're breathing out, we're maintaining or setting our core position, holding the breath and just lifting the arms for 2 seconds. Set your core, butt cheeks tight, abs tight, and lift the arms. 1, 2, rest. If you cannot lift both arms at the same time, you just lift one arm and then the other arm, or you just get on your fingertips, supporting with the thumbs. Okay, let's go. Deep breath in, breathe out. Tension, lift. 1, 2, down. Now if you want to go harder, you get your hands closer together. Breathe in. And another rep. Between the reps, always make sure to release all the tension, but as you're setting up for the next rep, press your groin into the floor, press your chest into the floor, suck your belly button in, so that you keep the nice hollow body tension. So, if you're now comfortable with this one, we're going one step further, which is holding this position for time and even aiming for pushing the arms higher. Now, when we're doing this one, it's very important to maintain our breathing pattern. As we're holding this one much longer, we cannot stop our breathing and create the tension. We have to breathe into the tension. So the next drill is an accessory drill for this one. Same movement, but this time we try to set the position and try to breathe as relaxed as possible. So I can continue breathing, even though I'm always pulling my belly button off the floor. Now I can try to lift my arms off the floor and continue breathing. Just join me, give it a try. Find your sweet spot of having only as much tension as it still allows you to breathe, but still so much tension that it challenges you. So this is a very hard to find sweet spot, but you want to find it, and we're going for 15 seconds now. Let's go. Five seconds over, you're going to notice as you're breathing in that your belly button wants to get into the floor, which is fine a little bit, but you don't want to fully rest it on the floor. You want to keep your groin pressing into the floor, even as you're breathing out. And 3 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, relax. Nice. So, remember, too hard, lift just one arm off the floor or go wider. If you want to really challenge yourself, go for underhand grip, even with your towel, or even get something heavy in your hands, like a bottle of water, a small kettlebell, a small dumbbell, anything which is weighing a little bit. We're going for 2 more rounds, but this time I'm going to set a timer, so that you're going to hear the timer. We have 15 seconds of tension time, and then for 15 seconds we're just relaxing and calming down. So, I'm setting up the timer. You're going to prepare. It's just 2 rounds, 15 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, and repeating this for 2 rounds. So, 15, 15, and 2 cycles. So, 5 seconds to prepare. So I'm going to start the timer. You're getting into position. And belly button sucked in, arms off the floor, and we're holding until the time is over. Continue breathing, really press your groin into the floor. And we're relaxing a little bit before we're coming to the next round. It's just 2 rounds, just easing into this one. We're coming for a little longer workout in a few minutes. And go. Tension, belly button off the floor, arms lifted, elbows extended. Continue breathing. Keep your legs straight if you can. Nice. So this was just a simple demonstration. In a few minutes, we're going to repeat this whole process just with a little bit, a couple more exercises. This was just a demonstration. So at this point, hopefully your body is wound up. You have your whole body tension in place. You feel like, okay, you know what you have to do. I'm going to change the camera again. And especially you feel like you get this little pump in the shoulders, all the tension in your neck, your upper back, your front shoulders, maybe even the rear shoulders. Okay, so now we're going to create a little circuit. The circuit is going to include 4 exercises. Most of them are alignment and mobility drills, and one of them is a hand balance drill. So hand balancing means we want to find a shape where we try to maintain our balance, to challenge the forearms, to challenge the whole body. This can be a freestanding handstand if you're advanced. If you're a beginner, it should not be a freestanding handstand. If you're a beginner, I recommend you to go for the frog pose. I'm going to give you a very quick and brief recap. If you want to have a longer recap, please pause this video, go 1 week back. The video I posted last Wednesday on this channel on Urban Gladiators. You're going to find all the demonstrations in the middle and after the first third of the workout, of the class. You're going to find all the details. A very quick and brief introduction is hands further apart than shoulder width, wide spread. We get on our toes and we try to bend the elbows so that we can place the inside of the upper thigh close to the knee. So really this area right on top of the knee, but on the inside, on the area right on top of the elbow. In this position, we're going to shift forward and then we're holding this position. Okay, so this is a very basic drill. If you're more common or better and you feel well in this crow position, you can also go for the crow with the elbows stacked on top. But please note this is harder. You can even go for a crane, or you can go for a freestanding handstand. But be aware, as you're doing this one in the workout, you're going to exhaust your shoulders, you're going to exhaust your core strength. So this is definitely hard. So our first exercise is our hand balance. Just take one of these shapes and go maintain this shape. The second exercise is our shoulder alignment drill, the one we did right now on the floor. We're lying prone on the floor, straight, arms straight line, lifting our object off the floor. So these are our 2 active handstand shoulder balancing drills. Our third drill I'm going to briefly introduce is, let's call it, the basic name for this one, I'm sorry, is just a shoulder stretch. But since we're doing a basic variation, I'm mainly calling it just bend knee lat stretch. So the main idea is, it's like a downward dog. So you essentially think about you in a downward dog position and getting your chest through. Just the big benefit is that in this position, through elevating the arms, it's usually much easier to get your real lat stretch. So we're still maintaining this triangle where our feet are not below our hips but behind our hips. So you can see if I'm standing with my feet below my hips, it's much harder for me to dive down through my chest as if I'm going a little bit backwards. So I'm in this essentially triangular shape, creating a triangle between my hands, my hip and my feet. And through the elevation, it's just more comfortable to dive down into the stretch. Now, if you want to make the stretch a little bit harder, you can also, as always, get your object, a towel or stick, and go in an underhand grip, making it easier. Harder, I'm sorry. Because the underhand grip is going to make it much harder in the stretch. And then we're just going to go for dynamic pulses or holding the stretch. You will definitely notice how this stretch is going to open up your whole front side and even your hamstrings, making every following round a little bit easier. So this is a nice shoulder opener. Our third exercise, opening up the shoulders. If you need to bend your knees, you can definitely bend your knees, but the main focus is diving with your chest through the hands. And now the final position, and this is essentially the one we did already in the warm-up. It's the opposite of a prone lying, so it's the supine lying drill. We have an object pulling you down to the floor. Either have your stick, I prefer the bottle of water or juice. Get the bottle, pull you down, and then we're playing with this hollow body shape, arched. Hollow body arched. Like whenever we're breathing out, we're pulling the belly button downwards, inwards, by pressing the lower back into the floor and tensing the abs. Then when we're breathing out, we're releasing the tension, breathing in and out again. If you want to make it harder, you can get your legs, either one leg off the floor or both legs off the floor, but keep them as low as possible, because this one is going to influence the shape of the handstand. We want to have this shape with legs very close to the floor. So these are our 4 drills. We're going for 20 seconds work time and only 10 seconds rest for 4 rounds. So this is definitely an intense workout. Starting with a handstand or frog. Going for a prone drill, so we're lying with the belly downwards to the floor, belly button in, arms up. Third drill, having the stretch on the chair. And fourth drill is a supine hollow body. Again, the weight is pulling us down. We let the weight pull our shoulders into the opening position while we are maintaining the shape. Please be aware, even if you start with a handstand in the beginning, as soon as you get tired, please drop down to the frog to just make it easier. I'm seeing what I'm going to do. Oftentimes you cannot really know how hard it's going to be during the workout. So start, if you notice it's going too hard, you just drop down your intensity. So I'm going to prepare the timer. If you want to have your own time, you can go for your own timer, but this one is going to have 10 seconds prepare time. And we have 20 seconds work time and only 10 seconds of rest. This is a short, intense workout, 4 exercises, 4 rounds, and taking us an overall time of 8 minutes of pure workout time. So, if it's too intense and you have to break, just pause the video and join in while I'm continuing this workout. So, I'm preparing everything, 4 exercises, 4 rounds, 20 seconds work time, 10 seconds rest, and we're going for a little bit of rest in between the rounds. So, it's up to you if you want to go for some rest. I like you to go for some rest, and I'm going to go for 15 more seconds in between the rounds, just to make it a little bit easier. So after every round of the 4 exercises, we have 15 seconds of more rest. Take a breath, drink something, maybe adjust your equipment. If you're not ready, I ask you to pause the video. I'm going to start the countdown. In the first round, I'm going to introduce all exercises again, so that you just have me as a guide. The other 3 rounds are just without any comments of me, just informing you about the time. So, let's go. Starting in 10 seconds. You can already get onto the floor. Get your object, hollow body, and lift your arms off the floor. Now comes the first stretch. Let's stretch. Get your legs backwards a little bit. If you want to, keep your knees extended. Stretching down, you can bounce down. Just hold the tension. You should feel some tension in your legs. Going down on your sides. Really try to stick your chest and your head through, but don't go into any pain. Third one is a hollow body drill. I have the weight pulling me down. I go into my whole body shape. Breathe in, breathe out, whole body. If you can maintain the whole body while breathing, you can also breathe in the whole body shape. But if you have to drop your legs, get the tension away and get back in, that's totally fine. Okay. And the final one, our handstand shape. I'm going for a handstand hold. You can go for the frog hold. So this is the basic variation. If you want to go for your handstand, you can also go for a handstand. If you can hold it. I'm sorry, already messed up the kick up. Okay, nice. This was the first round. We're now having 15 seconds rest before the next round comes. Second round, shoulder opening. Get your object, prone position, whole body, get the arms off the floor. Really try to press as high as possible. Make the time count. It's short but intense. To make this one a little bit harder, I'm going to use my stick and my underhand grip, as I told you before. And we're coming to the hollow body again. Weight, hollow body, holding it. As always, it's not about the most round hollow body. We want to stay as low as possible for alignment, even letting the legs come onto the floor, because the alignment is more important than the core challenge. And the last round again, you can go for your handstand, you can go for your frog, or anything else. The nicest challenge with this one is if you're training it with the hands on the frog, the more you do the shoulder drills, the more the potential of your shoulder opening increases, making it feel a little bit weird in your handstand. So you see, hollow body, belly button off the floor, arms lifted. To make it harder, turn the hands with the thumbs outward. I'm staying with my stick, so little space here. Stretching down. If you get a higher object than this chair, it's also much easier, so the height of the chair definitely matters. Again, get your weight. Whole body drill. This way you can see my feet. They're not resting on the floor, but they're also not too high. They're really as close as possible to the floor. To make it easier, drop one foot to the floor. And penultimate balance hold. Second can has to go out. The final break before we're coming to the final round of this, the first of our 2 workouts today. So, get your object in again. This time we're going to go a little bit harder. Belly button off the floor. You see I'm not arching. Hip into the floor, arms off the floor. Really push high. A stretch, then the final round. Really press down. Last time with the weight, whole body. The weight pulls my arms down, my arms are straight. The legs are as close as possible to the floor, but my lower back is not lifted off the floor. It's still pressing down into the floor. 5 more seconds. And I'm coming to the final handstand. Let's see if I can maintain it. Oh. Not the prettiest handstand, definitely more work needed, but I think no matter which progressions you chose, it's a very nice, simple coordination. Hello. Drill, shake your arms off, shake your shoulders off. This was very shoulder dominant with some core tension, so this was also the goal of this exercise. So maybe you have to drink something. I'm taking a breath. If this one was too easy for you and you want to repeat this one, it's a really nice homework after you warm up, just going for this combination and slowly working towards 30 seconds work time, 15 seconds or 20 seconds of rest, only very little rest so that you get the transfer. You're first opening up your shoulders, you're standing in your hands and your frog, then you're strengthening again the opening and conditioning your body towards your alignment. To be honest, keeping your alignment in the handstand after the previous drills is a little bit hard or a little bit harder, just because you already pre-exhausted your core, you pre-exhausted your shoulders, and through stretching the shoulders more and more, you feel less comfortable with your alignment because your newly stretched shoulders feel not completely okay. But that's why we're training this one. We actively challenge our balance with the frog and we are conditioning our alignment. So this was the first part. I now want to come for a little bit more conditioning drills as the second part of the workout. We have a good more 10 minutes. This one is just going to be an all out, so as many rounds as possible. It's again only 3 exercises. As many rounds as possible means we try in the leftover time of around about 8 minutes for this workout, we try to go for as many rounds as possible of the 3 exercises. And every exercise we want to do as many clean reps as possible. So this means clean reps, meaning as soon as you exhaust, as soon as you feel like your tension is too bad, you can't maintain the exercise anymore, just stop it, go to your next exercise, because essentially if you stop your exercises faster, you can do more rounds. If you do the exercises too long and you have a very shitty form just because you're exhausted, you don't get any benefits. Okay, so the first drill, I'm going to give you a brief introduction, a simple introduction to this one, is you want to have your feet on an object for the basic variation. So you start in a plank. Again, if you want to get more information about this one, check out the first workout. You get your feet on an object, you walk in until you can even bend your knees, but until your hips are nearly stacked over your shoulders And now we want to sink in the shoulders and push tall. So the first exercise is shoulder shrugs, letting the shoulders sink in and pushing tall, essentially thinking about creating space between your shoulder and your ears and then pushing tall to close the space. If you're comfortable with this one and you're also comfortable with walking against the wall, you can do the same one in a chest to wall handstand. So I can also walk close in to the wall and then I sink in and push tall through my shoulder blades. Please note it's no creepy handstand push-ups. It's just coming from the shoulder blades with a very little range of motion. So this is extremely important about the technique for this one. The second one is the one we did before, but this time a little bit differently. This time we go for a hollow body and we're not moving the legs or the core, we move the arms. So we're doing a pull-over motion with a little weight. Again, get your bottle of water. If you have a weighted hand, like a little dumbbell or anything like this, you can do the same one. So I'm lying in my hollow body position. To make it easier, I can pull my knees to my chest. To make it harder, I can extend them. Now I have the weight, and I let the weight pull me down with extended arms and pull me in. One more time. You can see my abs are tight, my butt is lifted off the floor, and I'm bringing my straight arms towards the floor. Okay, nice. So this is the second drill, or core drill. And the third one, quite easy, but still intense, involving the legs a little bit more. You go for a very little, or a comfortable straddle. Comfortable meaning if your straddle is like this, you should go like this. If your normal straddle is like this, you just maybe go like this, because you want to stand on this position. And now what we want to do is, we want to bend over by pushing the butt back and the hip and the head forward. And in the meantime, we reach with the arms forward. So I call this one a straddle good morning, and we're doing a reaching straddle good morning. Straddle because the legs are standing in the straddle, and we're reaching forward, coming back up. Again, if you want to get some weight, and your shoulders are still not completely done, you can get your weight in, and you do the same one with the weight. These are our exercises we're now going to do. So, prepare handstand shrugs either at the box or at the wall, the hollow body pull over with your weight, and these ones, we're just going to do it until the end of the class. I'm going to set an 8-minute timer, and you try to do as many rounds as possible in this 8 minutes. So, timer, 8 minutes, and 10-second preparation time. If you want to set your own timer, you can set your own timer, but I'm going for this one. So, join me, let's go for this finishing workout part. We're starting with the handstand wall shrugs. I'm going to show them one-time shoulders, so that you can see the shoulders working. And we're starting. So go as close to the wall as you feel comfortable, shrug in, push away. Only as many reps as you can do comfortable. Maybe you can do 3, 5, 10 or 20. If I feel like I can't press high enough anymore, I just press down and I instantly go to the next exercise. Only take as little rest as I need, which is the hollow body. Hollow body pull over, get my weight in. Let's go for a straight hollow body, my feet are off the floor, and I go for as many of these hollow body pullovers as I can, without letting my belly button come too high, keep my lower back on the floor, keep the core tension. If it's getting too heavy, I can also pull my legs in and do a few more reps with this one. Really letting the weight pull me in. You will notice as you're losing your core tension, it's very easy to drop the weight to the floor. If you keep your core tension really high, it's very hard to get your arms to the floor because your whole back is rounded. So really maintain this hollow body position until you're exhausting. Stop before the foam gets bad. And we're coming for the third one. Or drink something in between, so that the weight gets lighter. Get into your straddle position, a position you feel comfortable with, and reach. This was a little bit too wide, I'm sliding. Really push your butt back, knees are staying straight. Make sure that you don't slip on the floor. This one is harder for the legs, but also for the upper back. Also a very nice cool down mobility exercise, even though it's not as much cooling down as it could be. And rest for a few seconds when you're too exhausted. Coming for the second round of all the exercises again. Handstand wall shrugs. Again, 10 reps. Instantly coming to my hollow body to challenge me a little bit more. Hollow body. If it's too hard, bend your knees. Keep your hollow body and do the pullover motion. This is mainly core training, but also some light shoulder mobility. Depending on your core strength, you can also elongate a little bit more. But as soon as you lose the tension, drop, go to the next exercise. Again, reaching good morning, I'm going for my dumbbell, straddle position, knees extended, reach and hold. Reach and hold. Reach and hold. This one can become harder on your back or your shoulders or your legs, depending on where your strengths and weaknesses are, and depending on how wide you stand and how high you lift with your arms. 3.5 more minutes. Keep going. You're likely not at the same pace as I'm doing it. Just giving you the information, and continue for the next 3 minutes. If you want to do more work, you can also train longer than the 3 minutes, but after the 3 minutes we have to end the class. So, third round, chest to wall, handstand shrugs. Just as a demonstration, I'm again showing it with the foot elevation. So my feet are on the box, I walk in, keep my legs extended as I can, and shrug. Elbows extended, only shrugging from the shoulder blades, like you don't know what you're doing. You're just shrugging up and down, conditioning the shoulder opening and pushing toe through your traps. Again, hollow body pullover. We have 2.5 more minutes. Keep going. This is not supposed to be a very intense workout, but it should be a little bit intense and at the same time conditioning the different aspects for your handstand alignment, setting the foundation in your core strength, in your shoulder strength, in the control of the movements of the core, of the shoulders, so that you can actively engage in a hollow position and still learn how to open up your shoulders with this weight as assistance. Throughout the rounds you get more tired, meaning that you have to spend less time in the exercise and switch faster. That's exactly the strength of this training circuit. "90 seconds to go. Just continue your pace and going for one more quick round, and then it's over. Hollow body, 5 more reps of each. And the stretch reaching good morning, final 5 reps. Fifty more seconds. And the final rep, just holding. And that's it. So this was the main workout. We're now just coming for a little bit of a cool down, just calming down. I'm instantly coming for the cool down just for time reasons. If you need some more rest, just pause the video, take your time to cool down, and then we're coming for, or then you're joining me with the cool down. But for those of you who want to instantly join me with the cool down, we did a lot of mobility exercises today, a lot of strengthening. So we're just shaking the tension off, starting with the forearms and shoulders. So I'm just standing slightly bent over, slouch, rounded posture, letting the tension go away. I can also extend, lean backwards a little bit, let my core open, let my core tension shake away. When you did a lot of mobility in your training, you can definitely cool down with more mobility, but I really prefer to go for something like shaping, massaging yourself. If you have a bottle you want to roll on, or anything you want to massage your muscles with, that you have at home, you can also massage your muscles, but I'm just going for the simple variation of shaking. So once we shaked our forearms, you can see I really try to get my tension away so that everything wiggles and jiggles to get really relaxed, allow blood flow, allow recovery. Shaking everything. You can start to shake your arms. It may look weird, but that's why you're doing it at home. And then we can bend over a little bit, let the head hang down, and let the arms swing. Swing sideways so that we're fully elongating our sides. The shoulders will lose their tension. And now I want you to get your towel or your stick, because we come for the standing pike shoulder extension stretch. You can either go in an underhand grip or overhand grip, that's totally up to you. You want to bend over, knees extended, and let the stick pull you down towards the floor, just opening up the chest, the shoulders, the hamstrings, everything. These are the parts we didn't stretch too much. If you have something heavier you can attach to your stick or your towel, it's also definitely helpful. But this one is really nice for opening up your front shoulder after all the shoulder training in the handstand. If you like this drill, continue stretching a little bit, but I'm going to round the workout, finish up the workout, let the tension come away. If you have a foam roller, roll yourself. You can massage your core a little bit, the lower back. But right now this was a lot of alignment, a lot of mobility. We did a lot of drills to engage the shoulders and the core in the right ratio so that we learn to unarch by tucking the rib cage in to maintain this nice or kinda nice straight line of the back, opening up the shoulders so that we create a handstand, or that we create the potential for a handstand to look like this, and now to let the butt stick out and have a handstand which looks more like this, or to put it as a final demonstration, to put it in place, if it's working, you want to have this handstand pushed away into such a handstand. Okay, nice. So then I'm wishing you a very nice mid part of the week, nice Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the class on Sunday, guided by Johannes. Enjoy the other classes, the Get Leans, and hopefully see you soon. Please, I can only ask this one, if you like this workout, if you enjoyed it, perform it more than once. This can lay the foundation for next week's workout on next Wednesday. So really use this one as a blueprint, get some ideas from this one, practice it. Handstand is not 1 or 2 sessions, but rather a few hundred sessions or a few months at least. Okay, so have a nice evening or a nice day whenever you're watching this one, and enjoy the pump from the workout. Bye.